Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today we're looking at the Megatronus figure that just came out. Let's take a look at his juicy box first. Look at that, Megatronus the Fallen. What a great name. And hey, they got new boxes for the new series. And I really like these. I think they're super oversized. I wish each box would be the perfect size for each figure. It would waste a lot less cardboard. You also have these awesome portraits of some potential figures on the side here. By potential, I mean definitely. Whoa, I just said definitely twice in a row. But I'm interested to see the God Jinrai figure. And here's the back of the box. It's pretty standard, 38 steps. Wow. And it's made in Vietnam. Isn't that crazy? Wow. And then super cool portrait on the side. And speaking of sides, why don't we put this box aside and take a look at the actual figure. And wow, this guy looks really good. I was really excited for him because I don't know, he just stuck out to me as like really quality and incredibly unique. And we gotta talk about size. So why don't we take a look at the Kingdom Galvatron real quick, because a lot of people think he was super overpriced at the time, and I agree. And you can definitely see that Megatronus is bigger and honestly has a better finish, I think. They honestly come with about the same amount of accessories, but the Megatronus ones are better quality. Again, in my opinion. I don't know. I just think it's funny that his retail price is almost as much as a video game. Anyway, why don't we just like actually get a measuring tape out real quick, because he's about 8 inches. Just want to show you guys. Just want to prove it that he's not the biggest leader class, but honestly, like nowadays, he's pretty much worth it. Okay, enough yapping. Why don't we actually take a look at this figure? Here's his very nice looking back, very clean. Just a little backpack. There's his symbol. Look at his head sculpt. I think it's super great. Really clean paint jobs. Very unique, kind of, samurai vibes. That really cool looking fire. And I'm sure you've noticed, and it's got to be my favorite thing about this figure, zero waffling. Which just means they didn't put any holes like on his inner thigh or anything to save on plastic, which I really appreciate because waffling makes a figure always feel really cheap to me. All right, why don't we take a look at those accessories real quick? Here's his like little sword, which honestly has really nice metallic paint. And, it's pretty cool. And here's his staff. And it's like a reference to something from RID 2015, I think, but I honestly don't really give a shit. For some reason, I've always had a vendetta with that show. I don't know why. And you can split the staff. All right. Last thing, you can combine these two things to make like a Naginata weapon, which looks a little awkward, but it's like got really good balance and is really fun to mess around with. And I'm not sure if this counts, but you can rip this missile pod off. It came like that in the box, which kind of surprised me. And you also have these fire effects, which were rubber, but I think they actually look really good. And then last, but definitely not least, it's his really OP Requiem Blaster. I'm just going to call it a fusion cannon, but Requiem Blaster does sound pretty cool. You can't take the suppressor off, which I actually prefer the cannon with the suppressor. But you can also pop that down and put it like kind of on his backpack, which I really appreciate. It gives him a Megatron look, and it's accessory storage, which always love. And that's what the cannon looks like without it. And apparently, this is like its more powerful mode. You can also extend it, which is hard to do. This is more for transformation, I think, but I like to think, oh, it's more stronger if you have it extended. Still really cool. Oh yeah, and I didn't actually show him with these melee weapons, so you can just put him in his hand. And he has a very strong grip, which might I say is a very attractive trait. Anyway, let's talk TV. You talk TV? No, articulation, I mean. And, I'm going to go a little fast here, but he has ankle pivots. He has a pretty good knee. He can rotate at the knee, which is very nice. And his legs can go forward and back 90 degrees and can go out. Beautiful spread. Jobby reference. And he has these missile pod ankle things. His torso can rotate 360. No ab swivel, which you think he would have. His head is on a ball joint and, can look up an okay amount, but can do most of the things you want. And his arms are beautiful. His hands, or his fingers open, hands rotate. His elbows they're okay, extremely tight though. Bicep swivel. And his shoulders can go all the way around. And he has butterfly joints His arms are crazy. They are a beast. All right, anyway, let's take a look at that transformation. You're going to start by removing all the fire. And, I'm not going to do an ASMR thing. We're just going to fast forward this because it is a long transformation. I love how his hands fold away into his forearms. I wish more figures did it like that. And it's also interesting how his chest explodes. That's how a lot of people describe it. And this business is just black magic. Look at that. That's so cool. This part feels a little finicky. It's kind of annoying lining everything up, but it looks okay once you're done. This part definitely gives animated shockwave vibes to me. You're just kind of folding his legs in this really awkward way. And this purple piece from his butt, it feels like it's going to break. And I'm sorry, I'm fiddling with it a lot. This turret part is a little hard to line up. And yeah, the gun. Everyone complains about that. But we're finished. And I gotta say, I'm not crazy about the ult mode. It's really fun getting there because it's just so complex, but I don't know. It just feels a little too loose or something. And you can put the fire effects wherever you want. I'm just kind of showing you my preference. And you can't put all the accessories on here, which is super nice. I wish more modern figures did that. I mean, I guess most modern figures don't really come with accessories, do they? Oh, which reminds me of this feature I forgot to show. I mean, I guess it's a feature. You can put the flames on his melee weapons. Ooh. Ah. And here he is without fire, which I honestly super prefer. He can roll really well. A lot of figures don't have good wheels anymore. So I'm happy that as of late, they've actually been doing a good job. These spikes here are like third party sharp, so be careful. And this part is really cool. The turret can move up and down and side to side. It's a little more tight than I would want it, but this is honestly a lot harder to pull off than I think people realize, and I'm really happy they did it. And it might be one of the only official Transformers figures ever where the turret can rotate, but it makes up like multiple pieces of the part of the body. Like this makes up 2 arms. And yeah, the middle cannon for some reason is not connected super well. So everything gets misaligned really easily. But I'm sure you've noticed I have it mistransformed. Yeah. I'm gonna put in a few weird edits there, but I believe officially his arms are supposed to be rotated like that. Yeah, look at that. That is so frustrating. Gonna put it back. But his arms, I think, are supposed to be rotated like this, which I think looks way worse because it exposes the mushroom pegs. And I think it makes everything, like, not fit together quite as well. So I recommend mistransforming it, honestly. I know, I'm a bad boy rebel. Which leads me to the end here. Gotta talk about final thoughts, people. And obviously, I really like this figure. I pre-ordered it. I've been excited about it. But I would like to think that this is a sign that Hasbro is listening to the fans because it honestly has everything that the fans have been asking for. Like really good paint apps, tons of accessories, great articulation, practically zero waffling, and he's a pretty deep cut character. So I don't know. I think this guy is a really good sign of things to come, and I'm super excited about the future because I feel like everything I like is crumbling around me, and I feel like Transformers is the one brand that has some like integrity right now. Okay, honestly, that's how I feel. And remember, the fallen shall rise again. Oh, that was so cringy. All right, catch you next time, guys.